Hey, so welcome to my kitchen. I'm making dinner tonight. I bought myself a raw bird, which you will see in a minute, and I am going to cook it on the barbecue. So I have the barbecue fired up, and I am just about to spatchcock this bird, which means to remove its breastbone and flatten it, and it cooks a lot quicker this way. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so to spatchcock this bird, I am first going to remove the ties around the drum. And then what you're going to do is, I've only done this a couple times, so we'll kind of be experimenting together, but we are going to find the backbone, which I believe is on this side because the neck is right here, and the neck is connected to the backbone. Totally didn't even plan that. Okay, so I'll actually try using some kitchen shears to start to cut out the backbone, and it seems to be working really well actually. I'll just go down the full length of the bird. And this backbone, once you have it removed, would be really great for adding to stocks, if you like to make your own soup stock. So don't throw it out. And even when you're done cooking a bird like this, and you take all the meat off, make sure you keep the carcass for stock, because it's so easy to make in a slow cooker. So I am just going to put this backbone in a safe place. And then the next part to spatchcocking this bird is you're going to want to cut this piece of cartilage right here. I don't know if you can see it. Right here, there's this cartilage, and underneath that is the breastbone. So if you cut the cartilage, it's going to just allow the bird to open up fully. And there we go. The bird's laying completely flat. And I'm actually going to try a brick flattened chicken, which also just helps it to cook quicker, and you'll get a nice crispy skin with that. So I'll show you how to do that. The next step is I grabbed a brick. Oh my gosh! That was not planned. That was a very sharp knife falling off my counter. Holy cow. Okay. All is well. The next step is to grab a brick. This is what I had in my backyard, and wrap it in foil. So I have my brick. And then I'm just going to pat the chicken dry. The reason that you do this is because any moisture left on the surface of the chicken is actually going to steam your chicken instead of brown it. And you want to get a nice crispy brown skin. So the best way to do that is to make sure you get a nice high dry heat. And then I'm going to rub the bird in. I'm going to do it in some kosher salt. You could use sea salt too if you'd like, but I noticed this in my cupboard the other day and I haven't used it for a long time, so it'd be nice to kind of start to use up. The advantage of kosher salt is that it's a thicker grain than most table salts, so it adds a nice texture to the skin. And I usually season it pretty heavily with salt because some of it falls off, and you're going to want it to kind of permeate through the entire chicken. So I'll kind of just rub it in and make sure that it's going to stick to the skin. And you're going to want to hurry a bit at this point because Once you put salt on the skin, the salt is going to draw out moisture, and you're going to get water on the surface again, which is going to, again, kind of negate having that crispy skin if you have water on the surface. So we will head out to the barbecue now. Okay, welcome to my backyard. As you can see, I have the barbecue going and it is hot. So, one step that I forgot inside was to put a little bit of oil on the bird. That is going to help crisp up the skin as well. And I am using avocado oil because it is the one oil that I have that has the highest smoke point, which means the oil is not going to get damaged until, well, this bottle reads it's good till 500 degrees, and we're a little bit above, but I think we'll be okay. So I'll open up the barbecue, and you're going to want to leave the chicken on indirect heat. So I have 2 of the burners down and the one up where the chicken isn't going to sit, and I am gonna put it right on the grill, skin side down. Maybe I'll put a little oil on this side as well. Just rub that in. So just like that, I put the brick on top of the chicken, and now I'm gonna close the barbecue and let it cook for about 25 minutes. And you can see the temperature went down quite a bit with having the lid open there, so I don't have to worry about the oil smoking. So we're back in the backyard. The barbecue is at 450 and it has been 25 minutes, so I'm going to lift this lid and see how we're doing. So you see there's a little bit of smoke, but from when we checked it earlier, I learned it was just the drippings coming off the chicken. So, see if this will lift up a little easier first. I think one thing with it being stuck is that the brick may have just pressed some of the meat in between the barbs and the grill. So I do have to work on lifting it a little here. So for next time, even though the bird had oil on it, I might recommend using the grill as well. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was just a couple areas that was a little stuff, but it is looking fine and dandy. Honestly, tongs probably would have been the easier choice, but this is what I grabbed. So you can see we have some really nice skin. My barbecue's hotter on the back side than it is on the front. So it got a little crispier on the back there, but if you have a better barbecue than this $150 special, you might get more even cooking. Okay, so I'm totally running out of space on my card, but let's open her up and take a look and do this quick before it cuts out. Oh, it's a good dog. Yes. It's a beautiful bird. I just like saying the word bird. Okay, so a little stuck on the grill again, so I think it is how the brick just smushes it in. This is looking nice and done. Yeah, look at that. Can you see? Can you see it? Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off. And you could check the temperature if you wanted to. I am like literally the worst at it, so I'm not even gonna bother because I always get the worst readings. I can just tell by the look. look that it looks done. Ouch! Whew. Some good skiing, but it's hot. The hardest and most important part of... Oh, so hot. The hardest and most important part of cooking meat is letting it rest. So you actually have to set a timer for 10 minutes, maybe even 15, and put a little bit of foil over this. Not so much that you lose the crispness of the skin from it steaming, so you just want enough so that it kind of stays warm, but don't like actually like roll the foil around the plate. And then you let it sit, and then when you do that, the liquid in the meat will start to what's the word? I don't know. It just like goes all around the meat again. So where right now it's like bound up in the tissues, it'll just start to relax, and then you get a really nice juicy bird. So now the chicken is done resting. So you see I was just tended in with some oil, and I took the thighs off as well, and it all looks fabulous. So I'm just gonna cut in the breast. As you can see, right when I cut in there, I think the skin lost a little bit of crisp with the foil, but you'll see it's nice, steamy and juicy on the inside, and like the skin, like so crispy and salty. It's delicious. I don't even like skin, so that's saying something. Here we go. All my hard work labor paying off. It's really good. So my camera literally cut out at the end of that, but it was actually so delicious and I enjoyed it a lot. So I hope you enjoyed watching and you learned something from this technique, and you will enjoy it yourself.